Challenge Rift 109. It is a Firebird Wizard. God damn, it feels good to be playing Diablo 3 again. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, or if you're new to this channel, to Panic 13, you're very, very welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. But I've recently been uploading some trailer reactions to upcoming films and also TV shows. The ones that I'm going to mention right now, the ones that I've recently uploaded, and that is the Witcher TV series. So our favorite books and video game series is coming to life on the big screen with Henry Cavill playing the iconic Geralt of Rivia in the Witcher series. So I'm really looking forward to that. I hope they don't screw that one up. We've got 3 from Hell, Rob Zombie's new movie, which is a follow-up to House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. And of course, for me, my most anticipated film of this year is It Chapter 2, Stephen King's It remake. This is the second part to the huge lengthy movie. I guess you can call it a 2-part series or a TV miniseries. I think they called the original, but in this case I think it's just a 2-part movie. Part 1 obviously when they're children, part 2 when they're adults. Yet to read the book, Malator, but I promise I will read the book. It looks like a really long, thick book to get through, but it's definitely on my list. I'm currently checking out eBay to find myself a nice hardcover because I want to start collecting a lot more books. I've got a pretty huge collection as it is, but definitely want to make more time for reading. And there's a real interesting history behind It the Clown and his origins, and I cannot wait to get stuck into it. But speaking of getting stuck into things, let's get stuck into this challenge rift, because that's what y'all are here to see. Let's do it together as always. Morning coffee. So clicking on the soul mirror here will tell us everything that we need to know. I'll just move this out of the way. It's a very unusual build here that we're dealing with. We got Firebirds here, and we're also going into Archon form. So for those of you that aren't aware how Firebirds works, when you die, well, for 2 pieces, for the 2 set piece bonus, when you die, a meteor falls from the sky and revives you. This effect has a 60-second cooldown. So every minute we can basically be saved if we're taking fatal damage. We get resurrected straight away so we don't actually die, and a big meteor hits the area that we're in. For 4 set pieces, the bonus is when dealing fire damage with 3 different types of skills, you're going to actually cause your enemies to ignite for 3000% weapon damage per second until they die. So using 3 skills with fire damage is going to definitely melt down enemies a hell of a lot quicker. But the aim of the game here is to definitely get into Archon form to do your primary damage in Archon form. You just want to pretty much use all your skills as a filler until Archon is available. It pops, you can activate it, and then you get into Archon form to do all your damage. And I'll explain a bit more what you need to do when you're outside of Archon form as well, because we can multiply our damage quite easily. For 6 pieces of the Firebird set, your damage is increased by 200% and damage taken reduced by 3% for each enemy that is ignited. The effect can stack up to 20 times. You always receive the maximum bonus whenever a nearby elite monster is ignited. So even though that all sounds good, we're not very well set up for a Firebirds type damaging build here. We want to definitely just use our fire skills in the interim, and then we want to activate Archon form. Now, items worth noting are the Chantoto's set items here. So if you have both the main hand and offhand equipped, every second while in Archon form, you expel a wave of destruction, dealing 4000% weapon damage to enemies within 30 yards. The damage scales with attack speed. More importantly, every time you hit with an attack while not in Archon form, 4000% weapon damage is added to the wave of destruction, stacking up to 20 times. So while we're outside of Archon form, we want to get our Chantoto stacks up, which I'll show you in a minute how to do that. Basically just using our damaging skills here. The skills are, now that we come to it, Slow Time, Disintegrate, Archon, which will put us into Archon form, Meteor, and Energy Twister, and Magic Weapon. So as soon as we enter the challenge rift, we want to activate Magic Weapon, And when you come across enemies, because if we're not in Archon form, we're going to be taking a shitload of damage, and you probably will get frustrated with the amount of times that you're going to die and the absolute idiotic amount of damage that you can take. So the way to avoid it is use your energy twisters. This will group up enemies and suck them in, like so. And then if you want to kill them, you use the meteor there, but there is a cooldown on that. Otherwise, group enemies up to avoid damage here. Fire, get them on fire, and that way you can see right here that we're actually building up Chantoto stacks. So as soon as well, you don't have to go all the way up to 20, but initially when you first enter the challenge rift, get as many stacks up as you can, and then boom, enter Archon form and everything will die, just like that. Okay? And then you got no dramas at all. As you can see, things just die. And when in Archon form, just use your Lightning Blast. Just keep tapping that away. If something comes close, you can use Lightning Strike. But other than that, Lightning Blast, moving around with Lightning Blast like this, should do it. And as you can see there, we need to build up our Chantoto stacks again while Archon is down. And rinse and repeat. So using these fire skills will give us those stacks up. Once we get to 20, we can pretty much do our max damage when Archon form is available again. But as you can see, it is a lengthy cooldown, so you're going to have to be super careful here. Use your meteor, use your energy twister, use your disintegrate, and unfortunately your arcane power will also disintegrate over time. So you just got to, don't spam, don't hold that button down with disintegrate, just sort of let out little bursts. Be careful with your energy twisters, they waste a lot of arcane power as well. And then boom, meteor. But then as soon as Archon is up, we got our 20 stacks up. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Maximum damage, baby. So the trick here is just timing your Archon right, and sometimes it's just not going to be right. Me personally, when I come across the first elite pack, as soon as I enter this challenge rift, I actually don't use Archon. I wait because the first pylon coming up is quite nearby, and then we actually come across 3 elites straight after the pylon. So I'm trying to maximize damage in Archon form and also maximize my Archon form itself. So you'll see what I'm talking about. We're about to enter the challenge rift. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I do like to explain the mechanics and also how certain items work together before we actually complete the challenge rift. If you think I talk too much, just let me know in the comments below, and next time I'll just do the challenge rift. It'll be a lot easier for me as well. But anyway, for those newbies out there, newer players and players that aren't used to the wizard class, at least that rundown and explanation will hopefully make things a lot easier for you. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, click that notification bell, and that way every time this creepy hairy face pops up with an upload, you'll be notified, you'll be the first to know. Let's go do this challenge rift together. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you, I appreciate all your support. Boom. We are in! And you don't actually have to do what I'm doing here. What I'm going to do is avoid Archon form completely. I'm just going to take out this first pack, which I do by using the twister there, by using disintegrate and then meteor. So it takes a lot of damage and it definitely can blast through that elite. So I just jumped into Archon form, and I want to do it either just after or just before that pylon there, just to maximize time in Archon form, while I've also got the pylon bonus there, and I can take out 2 elite packs. Ideally, there we go, we're going to get saved. So that's the 2 piece that just saved us there. We got resurrected and also cast meteor in the spot where we were going to die. So just took out this other pack pretty easily, but ideally I would have wanted to stay in Archon form with that pylon active for those 3 elite packs. I think it's possible, and I've given it a few shots, but as you can see, it's not as easy as it may sound. So we're just going to keep moving. We're making pretty good time now. We're going to probably, well, not run behind, but this floor 2 is quite time consuming. It's quite lengthy. And Archon form is kind of goes to waste, but I also don't want to die, so I do activate it as I progress on through. Don't forget to cast your twisters that groups up enemies. You can avoid damage that way. And I just burn them down, baby. Just burn him down and trying to stay alive. So elite pack just there, and as you can see, very, very squishy when we're not in Archon form. But every minute we get that effect, which saves us. And I won't need to waste Archon form for this pack. I think I got it, yep. So when you're not in Archon form, to do your damage, make sure you're casting those twisters. Try not to go overboard, disintegrate, and then meteor. And once that meteor hits, then you should pretty much take out whatever pack you're attacking. And when Archon is active, you want to time it right. Pretty good there for the elite. And here we go, speed pylon, beautiful. Gives us a bit of a speed increase. Now we're moving, baby. Now we're moving. Unfortunately, we're out of Archon form again, and we died. We died. God damn it. So that's alright. One death isn't too bad. If you die, don't worry too much. If you're dying continuously, then you might want to restart the challenge rift, but one death isn't too bad. Just definitely watch out for those explosions. They can one-shot you when you're not in Archon form. It definitely is a bit more of a challenging challenge rift, but overall it's pretty easy. If you listen to my explanation and understand how the mechanics work and, well, follow this gameplay example as another elite down, you shouldn't struggle too much. I guess now the only thing is it'll be a lot easier if we have Archon form available, ready to activate when the Rift Guardian pops. And it looks like, judging by the meter there, we should be right. We should time it. We should have Archon available maybe just after the Rift Guardian pops, the way we're going at the moment. Because he's going to pop very soon. As you can see, that meter's nearly full. And the cooldown's ticking away. He's going to pop now. He's going to pop after a couple more deaths here. A couple more kills. There he is. So, again, Twister, Disintegrate, Meteor, and even better if Archon is available, which it is. There we go. Once you're in Archon form, same sort of thing. Just blast away. And the challenge rift is complete. That's it. So it does look, I probably make it look a lot easier than what it is because, you know, I've had a couple runs. So it is pretty easy if you're used to playing the Wizard class and if you're used to the Archon mechanics and also the Firebird mechanics. Firebird is definitely a very unique set to play, a build as well, Firebird build set, whatever you want to call it. Using Firebirds is definitely very unique, can be very squishy, but also does a lot of damage. So this is just a variation or a mixture, some sort of hybrid build of Archon and also Firebirds, and that is how it works. Very, very squishy when outside of Archon form. Use those twisters to avoid damage, and then once you're in Archon form, boom, just kill everything. Like that, creepy style. Love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, do that now. Click that notification bell. And more importantly, come and visit your favorite creepy uncle in this universe. This guy right here. Love you all. See you soon.